Brian, a 13-year-old boy from New York, was going to visit his father for the summer in the Canadian woods. Brian's dealing with his parents' divorce and the secret that he's discovered that he hasn't been able to share with his father yet. On the flight, the pilot suffers a heart attack and dies, and Brian must guide the plane in a controlled crash into the Canadian wilderness. Brian is now in the middle of nowhere with nothing but a hatchet, and he must try to survive until he is hopefully rescued. He does his best to adapt to life in the woods. He builds a shelter, eats berries and turtle eggs, deals with a porcupine attack, and learns to make a fire utilizing his hatchet, all the while hoping he is going to be rescued at any time. When the rescue plane finally comes, Brian is unable to get a signal fire going in time to alert the plane and is devastated. Brian falls into a deep depression, so deep that he even tries to kill himself by cutting his wrist with his hatchet. Realizing that this isn't a solution, Brian is transformed into the new Brian, ready for whatever comes his way. Brian learns to hunt and fish. Brian is hit with a mad moose and powerful tornado, but survives both. After everything Brian had been through in the woods, he had proven to himself that he could endure just about anything. Even though he had found the emergency transmitter in the plane and realized he could be rescued at any time by turning it on, he decided not to utilize it at this point. Brian was forced to grow up fast in the woods, and that changed his perspective of life. Even though his life was hard in the woods, he wasn't ready to go back to the reality of his parents' divorce and the secret he had discovered. He was content for the moment, living life in the woods alone by himself versus the feeling of loneliness with others. He put the emergency transmitter away to be used when he was ready, whenever that will be, if ever.